Summer League has officially wrapped day one, and I'm going to be covering the positives and the negatives, but mostly positives though, of player performances and what we saw out there. I'm going to take it obviously with a grain of salt. These performances aren't going to dictate what I think their career is going to pan out to, but I just want to talk about how some of these guys performed or maybe underperformed. So the highlight matchup of the day was the Washington Wizards versus the Utah Jazz, seeing AJ DeBonsa versus Darren Peterson, and for the most part, that matchup really did live up to the hype. AJ DeBonsa shows why he is the real deal. His offensive versatility was unreal, and his athleticism was just off the charts. So fun to watch. He had the ball in his hand so much, and most of the time I would think, man, he really does have the ball a lot. This is kind of too much pressure on him, too much offensive load on him. And towards the end of the game, he did start to what I think cramp up. Hopefully it's the cramp, not nothing more. And they had to sit him. But for Summer League, I am okay with a guy like AJ DeBonsa, the number one overall pick, going out there and just basically ball hogging. I'm not going to lie. He was shooting the heck out of the ball, and I'm perfectly okay with that. Every guy out there is trying to prove himself in Summer League, but man, he was a hard guy to stop out there. It did feel like he missed a lot of shots. He didn't have the most efficient night, but when you look at him playing, a lot of those shots that he missed were kind of just his own fault. Like, he just didn't shoot them right. He just didn't make them. It wasn't because the defense was locking him up or anything. He just has a great ability to attack the rim. He has a nasty first step as well. We saw him blow by Cody Williams multiple times that first step, and that's his athleticism, his speed, and then once he is at the rim, he is a great finisher and also great at absorbing contact and just getting contact in general and getting to that free throw line. If it wasn't for the dumb free throw rule, I do not like it at all. That dumb free throw rule in Summer League that they're testing out, he would have like double the free throws almost, and he already had a good amount. He had finished with 8 free throws, and with the Summer League rule gone and it was normal rules, he'd probably have 16 to 15 free throws. That is just like, for a rookie coming in, being able to draw contact like that and get to the free throw line, that is really good. He has elite rim pressure, forces defenses to foul him, forces defenses to collapse on him. I cannot wait until he is a more polished player already, just because of how well he can get to the rim, and how I just cannot wait to see how he's able to play out of that, pass out of it, react to defenses, see how they're reacting to him. It's just going to be really fun to watch his progression throughout the league, and even his first season, because we saw guys like Wemby and Cooper Flag, they started off the season and then they ended it completely different. Like, they were a completely different player, had gotten used to the league way more, and like leveled up multiple times. So I'm really intrigued to see if AJ does the same thing this year. Another highlight of AJ's game was that he just was able to get off his shot. Like, and a lot of his shots, he shot a lot of them, but a lot of them didn't feel forced or rushed or anything. Maybe they did feel a little forced just because he was shooting so much, but they didn't feel rushed. Like, he didn't feel out of rhythm. He didn't feel like he was pushed off of his spot. And yes, it is Summer League defenders. It's not going to be the same level of physicality he reaches in the NBA, but he really was able to just get to his own shot. He was missing a lot of them, but once those start knocking down, once he gets his shooting rhythm down, he's going to be knocking those things down, because they were all shots he was definitely able to make. Another part of his game that was really surprisingly good was his passing. Like, he was just like a really good passer out there, making right reads, right decisions. I don't watch a lot of college basketball, so for a lot of these guys, these are not my first introductions to them, but my first opportunity to really look at their game under a microscope, but not in a way to be very nitpicky about it, but just to see their game on another level and different layers of their game as well. This is where I get to see a lot of the guys like different skill sets and not just their main one with scoring or whatever. But his passing was just like really good. He was able to set his teammates up, and that just wasn't something that I really was expecting from AJ, especially out of the gate. So AJ ended up with 27 points, 7 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 steals, and 1 block. Shot 40% from the field. I'll round it up for him. He shot like 39.8% or something like that. I'll round up 40%. 0 of 5 from 3. He could not get that 3-point shot down, and then 7 of 8 from the free throw line, and only 1 turnover. That 1 turnover, I think, does speak volumes because of how much he was handling the ball out there. He legit was just given the ball over and over again and told to just go to work. And now it wasn't just catch and shoot. Like, he was putting the ball on the floor, getting to the mid-range, getting to the rim, and he did not turn the ball over. He only turned it over 1 time. So going to Darren Peterson, he did not have as flashy of a game as AJ. AJ had the highlights. He had that blow-by dunk on Cody Williams that was insanely hype. AJ just has a more flashier game, I guess, or at least he did that game against the Utah Jazz. But I still love what Darren Peterson was able to do out there. The right reads, a tight dribble for the most part. He had a lot of turnovers. I will give him that. But I just don't... He had a lot of turnovers, but but I don't see Darren Peterson as a sloppy player. I just think some of this is just growing pain turnovers, stuff that he's just seeing new looks that he didn't see in college and stuff like that. And as a guard, turnovers are just bound to happen when you are coming into the league as a rookie or a second year player or something like that. But when he is able to settle into a possession, settle into the game, and he's just in the pick and roll, he's able to go at his own pace. He very rarely feels like he's rushed a lot of the time. And he just when he is settling into the game, his shot quality is really good. I really like his pick and roll game, and he's able to get to his floater. I saw him finish with the right hand, finish with the left hand. He hit like a step back three earlier in the game as well. I really do like his patience, and he just really does have the game sense to be a point guard. I know the 8 turnovers look bad. I know that some of the turnovers were not great, but I just don't feel like he is a sloppy player where I feel like he's just going to clean that up. And once he does clean up those turnovers, I just think he's going to be so good in this league. So he ended up, Darren Peterson, with 24 points, 3 rebounds, 3 assists, 1 block, 33% from the field, did not shoot a great percentage, 2 of 7 from 3, 6 of 8 from the free throw line, and those 8 turnovers like I was mentioning. So for inefficiencies, AJ DeBonsa shot 40% from the field, Darren Peterson shot 33% from the field. That is not something that I'm going to be very critical of. I know these guys haven't played basketball in a little bit, like full organized basketball in a little bit. They were drafted less than a month ago. So this is all so new to them. They're kind of thrown on, the summer league is just kind of throwing them out there, gaining their ground, I guess, in the NBA and seeing where they're at, so they can work on it in the offseason after summer league. So I'm not too worried about efficiency, especially with these rookie guys. To me, that doesn't really matter too much. At the end of the day, like I said, these guys are both rookies. A lot of these guys I'm going to be talking about are rookies, drafted less than a month ago. AJ was inefficient, and a lot of the time he was kind of forcing his own, maybe not forcing his own shot, like they weren't forced shots, like contested 3-point step backs from way deep, but he was forcing his own action a lot. And I think at that point, that got him to a point at the end of the game where he was, I don't know if he was cramping in his leg, but he was just not able to finish the game. I just don't think his body was ready for that kind of strain where he was just dribbling, shooting every play, it felt like. And then Darren Peterson did turn the ball over a good amount and struggled to get into that scoring rhythm that we know he can get into. So these guys are still rookies, but a non-rookie who really impressed me this game, I love the way he played that game, was Trey Johnson for Washington. I love his game so much, and if he can go into next year and just be like a very nice, efficient scorer off the bench for them, that would be so nice. This is going into his second year, and he just had an efficient game, didn't force anything, let the game come to him, and he was just able to score the ball very well. Finished with 26 points, 55% from the field, 2 of 8 from 3. Just a very good game all around. And if he's able to play games like this in the regular, and for Utah, Cody Williams showed a pretty decent amount of shot making abilities. This is a third-year player now at this point. He's going into his third year this coming up season, so I kind of do want him to be pretty decent in the summer league. So he showed some promising offense, some confidence that he did lack at times in his first 2 years. Defensively, he could really not mess with AJ DeBonsa at all. He was getting cooked instantly. Every time AJ got the ball and he was guarding him, it felt like AJ was just getting right by him every single time. But he had some nice weak side. He had a nice weak side block and some forced turnovers as well. He finished with 16 points, 5 rebounds, 2 assists, 4 steals, 50% from the field, 2 of 3 from 3. Just an efficient game out there for Cody. That's what I want to see from guys that are second year, third year players going into the summer league. You don't have to be putting up crazy stats. I know it's summer league. This doesn't matter all that much to you. But just don't be bad out there. Like those are the guys I don't want to see shooting inefficiently when they're second and third year players at that point. But this game was really closed out by Will Riley and Trey Johnson. They closed this game out like veterans. Will Riley, I really like his game. I cannot wait to see what kind of jump he goes into next year. And then Trey Johnson, I really do like his game so much for Washington. Now, the game after this was the Kings Clippers. That game was Keaton Wagler headlining, and honestly, he had a pretty rough night all around. Shot only 1 of 7 from the field, 1 of 5 from 3, only 7 points. The Kings defense was absolutely hounding Wagler all that game. Never let him get into rhythm, never let him get comfortable. He really never saw a good look until one time when I think it was Acuff had lost him off an offensive rebound and he got a wide open 3. I think that was his only field goal. So the whole game, he was just not let up at all. And that was led by the Kings second round pick, Emmanuel Sharp. He was so physical with Keaton Wagler. Like that was like legitimately playoff level defense, playoff level like effort and everything. So Emmanuel Sharp stand out for the Sacramento Kings this game, and also the games prior. I have heard his name around a little bit, so he has just been a very good two-way player for the Sacramento Kings during the summer league. He put up 21 points, 4 steals, 40% from the field, 3 of 8 from 3, 7 of 8 from the free throw line. That is very good, and this man was a second-round pick for the Kings. So if he can continue playing like that offensively and then automatically have that defensive intensity that he brought to Keen Wagler, I can definitely see him bringing some defense to this Kings team that does need it. Darius Acuff, of course, was headlining for the Sacramento Kings. Everyone wants to see how he played, and he had a very solid game. I mean, he wasn't too great. He wasn't too terrible either. His playmaking continues to impress me. I think that was by far his best part of this game. His vision is just next level. He finished with 7 assists, but he could have easily had 10 plus if his teammates were just finishing more shots. There was I remember 2 off the top of my mind where there was a very good entry feed into the post or into a layup attempt for one of his teammates, and they just missed the layup. Like they just straight up missed a shot point blank at the rim, and that was all set up by Darius Acuff. So I love his vision. Once he gets to the regular season, I wonder how he is going to adjust to normal NBA defenses and if his vision is going to transfer. I guarantee it is. I love his playmaking vision, his playmaking chops. He is a very good passer. His shots weren't falling like a lot of these guys. An inefficient night for sure, but that's not going to make me think twice about anyone, honestly, any of these rookies. The shot diet wasn't terrible. Sometimes it did feel a little forced, but his playmaking was by far the standout. Acuff finished with 19 points, 3 rebounds, 7 assists, 2 steals, 30% from the field, 3 of 9 from 3, so he had his 3-point shot kind of down. And then 2 of 4 from the free throw line, and he did finish with 4 turnovers. One more highlight, the Kings' other second-round pick, Alex Karaban, had a rough shooting night. My goodness. First-round pick, shooting 0 of 6, 0 of 4 from 3, and 0 points, 3 turnovers in 24 minutes. I mean, I know it's only one game, but my goodness, that was I mean, he was late first round pick, but he was their other first round pick and he had 0 points today. One of my favorite outings for a player was for Detroit. They got themselves a gem of a guard if he continues to play like this. Ibuka Akori putting up 20 points on 50% from the field, 2 of 5 from 3, 4 assists, only 1 turnover, 2 steals. He had a great way of playing. I loved watching him play. He had a great change of direction, great change of speed. He had so much control of himself when he was driving to the rim. He got to the rim so well. And honestly, for his size, was a very solid defender as well. He can be that secondary ball handler for Detroit to lay off some of that pressure off Cade. And if he's able to do that, if he can transfer this kind of game to the regular season, not to maybe the extent of 20 points, but like 13, 14 points, man, that would be excellent for the Detroit Pistons. So they are able to let Cade not have to worry about scoring and assisting on every single possession. LeBaron Philon was who he was going against. He was unreal in that first half, like legitimately looked incredible. One of the best first halves of any player this summer league so far. But then, especially in that first quarter, he was like knocking down, I think, like 3 threes or something like that. He really did show a flash of greatness, and that's a great sign for any Philly fans. But he really did go quiet in that second half. Like I think he maybe had 2 field goals in the second half or something like that. He did end up finishing with 18 points, 7 assists, 3 rebounds, 31% from the field, 40% from 3, shot 4 of 10, and did have 3 turnovers. So he had a nice handle as well. He probably has the best handle out of anyone I've seen so far, especially of the notable guys of the first round. He definitely probably has the best handle. Being able to get anywhere on the court, anywhere he wants, what it feels like when he is able to dribble in open space. Just a solid game from him when you look at it from where he was drafted for Philly. They got an absolute steal in that late first round with Philon falling to them. So he continues to just play really good. If he's able to put a game like this together, but he plays a full 40 minutes of this, since summer league minutes are quarters or 10 minutes each, that would be very huge for Philly. And going into next year, I would love him coming off the bench and playing like this, but obviously not as much of a load on him, so he's able to not have to focus on having to be great a whole game, just maybe like 20 minutes or so. Another highlight of the night was Morez Johnson looked super good for the Dallas Mavericks. He was able to go out there and just dominate in his role. A lot of people were very questionable of that pick, including me. I'm still not too sure about the fit playing alongside Cooper Flag, but this does give me more hope that he is able to go out there and just play his role very well alongside Flag and Kyrie Irving and stuff. So he was able to go out there and shoot an efficient 27 and 8 with 3 assists, 3 steals, 2 blocks. Again, shooting 70% from the field on 17 shots. Even knocked down a 3. He was 1 of 4. And he did this only in 26 minutes. Just very, very good opening game for him. And being able to quiet down some of the chatter that was going on about that pick, including from myself. I wasn't too sure about that pick. Still not too sure, but that does give me hope for the Dallas Mavericks that they may have made that right choice. And he was going against the Golden State Warriors, and yet again, Yaxel Lindenborg shows me why he is one of my favorite players in this draft class. He is so incredibly fun to watch. One of the most fun rookies in this draft class by far to watch. He's been consistently good in this first summer league game and in the California Classics or whatever they're called that are played. He was good in those, and he was good in this as well, putting at 21 points, 10 rebounds, 6 assists, 61% from the field, and 2 of 4 from 3-point. So he is just such a unique player. At 6'9", he's almost a point forward out there at times. He can be the lead ball handler, find you if you're open. And then he can turn into like a hard rim runner slashing threat who can go and dunk on you out of nowhere. And then he has a 3-point shot. Shot 2 of 4 from 3. Like, he is actually knocking down that 3-point shot very well. His jump shot looks really good. I love watching Yaxel play. Like, he is so fun to watch. And I guarantee Warriors fans, even if y'all don't get LeBron, y'all are still happy y'all got a stud like Yaxel in the draft. And for Golden State, I also liked what I saw from Lejeune Jones, or Lejeune Jones. I think that's how you say his name. He was their late second-round pick. I'm going to keep my eye on him. I thought he played pretty well. I think he had 11 points, shot pretty well, got to the rim pretty well. I'm going to keep my eye on him because he looks like a guy who Steve Kerr can use and be out of nowhere kind of guy that is all of a sudden a pretty good rotational player for Golden State. Another player who was really good, Liam McNeely. My goodness, second-year player, came out and put up 28 points, 4 assists, 50% from the field, 80%, 87% from 3-point line, shot 7 of 8 from 3. He made 7 threes. My goodness, he came out there and dominated like I want to see from those second and third-year players coming into Summer League. He was just out there shooting that thing so crazy. And if you're Charlotte, you need as much offense as possible, as much 3-point shooting as possible. And if he can replicate this for the Charlotte Hornets going into next year, that would be incredible for them. Their first-round pick, Christian Anderson, number 18 pick, did not look very great, honestly. It kind of looked whatever out there. Felt like a misusage of his skill. They're playing him more at that 2 guard when he was drafted to really be a facilitator out there. He was just kind of catch and shoot a lot, and no real momentum or rhythm with his offense at all. Honestly, whatever game from him, I'm not going to be too critical because I don't really think they're using him as well as they should. A side note, though, for the Charlotte Hornets, Tijon Salon is a third-year player at this point going to Summer League. I'm going to need more from him, honestly. I think he only put up maybe 9 points or something like that. He's playing good defensively. If Tijon Salon can be out there and be an elite perimeter defender, I would love that for him, and that would definitely stretch out his career much longer. But offensively, I'm going to need more from him, more than 9 points. Come on. Last player for Charlotte, I'm covering a lot of Charlotte players. Hans Steinbach was very good. Defensively, he was great. Offensively, was super solid out there. Efficient, which is not super common for these rookies so far, as we've seen. Putting up 15, 11 rebounds, 1 steal, 2 blocks, shot 57% from the field, 4-4 from free throw line. I just really liked how he played, a very structured, solid, all-around game. Not many holes in his game that he showed. Was able to defend, put up points, rebound the ball, shoot efficiently. Just a really solid game from him. And then one of my favorite performances of the night was Noah Penda. I don't know if I'm saying his last name right. Noah Penda. I don't know how else you pronounce it. From Orlando. Did not get much run in his rookie season, but if he's able to play like this, I guarantee he's cracking that rotation, especially with the new coach, Sean Sweeney. He was just so smooth with the ball. His ability to score was so under control, so just calculated, it felt like, but in a good way. I just really liked his footwork out there. High motor, spacing the floor as well, solid defense, really good performance he put together out there. I want to be watching what he's doing so far in Summer League going forward. Put up 23 points, 7 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 steals, 3 blocks, 60% from the field, 5 of 10 from 3, and 0 turnovers. I really liked what he put out there. That was just I just love the way he played. If you have a chance, go out and watch him in the coming days because I really do think he's going to be very solid for Orlando, and hopefully he does crack that rotation for him. Last game I'm covering is Spurs Hawks. I think that was the first game of the day. Spurs getting Terrace Raid was a huge blessing for them. He was their late first round pick, and he is just perfect at his role, getting to a spot, getting in the rim, just great positioning down low, getting rebounds, fighting for that rebound, fighting to score the ball in the paint. He is just a very solid backup to Wemby, playing alongside Luke Cornett possibly, or maybe just to lay off some Luke Cornett minutes to Terrace Reid, maybe depending on who's healthy and whatnot. But yeah, 14 points, 10 rebounds, 55% from the field. I really do like that for the Spurs. For the Hawks, Kingston Fleming really had a rough time getting that shot to fall. 5 points, 28% from the field. But his scoring, I think, will come. The main part of his game is that facilitating part, and he really did show that a lot. He does have the tools and the game sense to be a guard, in my opinion. His playmaking, his reads, his passing was very good. He was able to just make the right reads, drive left, kick out to that corner once the defender helps. Just being able to find people down low. I just really like the way he played. He made the simple decisions, but they're simple, but not always the most common because sometimes people might think too much about it. They might not be taught the simple things. He does a simple pass, the simple read, but those simple things are very good and very useful for a team's offense to run smoothly. Obviously, it's summer league, so his teammates aren't going to be knocking down everything, but he still finished with 8 assists and only 1 turnover. So I really did like his playmaking out there. If there was one highlight to look at, it was that his shot wasn't falling. That happens in summer league. Not going to go too much into that, but if he's able to branch off of his playmaking ability, and use that to be able to score the ball pretty well, because obviously you don't help off of a guy like Chris Paul as much because you know he's going to find someone, or Nikola Jokic because you know he's going to find someone. Not going to say Kingston Fleming has that level of playmaking, but just that same idea, being able to use your playmaking ability to help your offense and scoring ability. So we'll see how he's able to do that for Atlanta, but I have the faith that his scoring will eventually fall. Having 8 assists and only 1 turnover when having the ball as much as he did, that is just a very good highlight for them. But let's just see if his shot falls, because he did struggle mightily with putting the ball in the hoop. But that does it from me covering day 1 of Summer League. Overreacting a little bit to some of these player performances. Yeah, I know a lot of this stuff won't probably matter in the long run. A guy who is playing great right now might turn out and get 0 PT in the real NBA. But it's all for fun. I mean, this Summer League is all the basketball we're going to get for a while after it's over. So we're going to take it with a grain of salt, but have fun with it still. So if you're a fan of any of these teams, a fan of any of these players, or if I missed a player, let me know down in the comments below your thoughts of day 1 of Summer League. Hit the like button, subscribe button, notification bell, so you'll be notified as soon as I upload, and I hope to see you guys in the next one. Peace out.